We then see Leia waking up in space. She makes her way back from the ship and is promptly put on a stretcher. When she does this, she drops the link to Rey and Finn picks it up. This scene is extremely controversial as Carrie Fisher died between production and release of this film, meaning fans have it squarely in their minds when viewing it. Most assumed this would be her exit from the series, but it would seem that this is untouched as a scene from before to after Carrie's passing. The purpose of this whole thing is to put her out of commission and bring in Admiral Holdo, who acts as an antagonist to Poe. But they did this in such a bizarre way. We had no clue that Leia could use the Force in this manner, and that is what we're assuming saved her. Many have said that she trained with Luke over the time that we haven't seen her. This explains surviving and the fact that she can force pull herself to safety. But the film did not show us that. The film did not have a character discuss it in passing or blatantly. All we have to go on is Luke saying that Leia has power in episode 6.
You have a power I don't understand and could never have.
You're wrong, Leia. You have that power too.
This isn't Deus Ex Machina, this is just insulting to the audience. Here is something that you would never have guessed to essentially resurrect a character you were sure to be dead. It makes sense because she would have trained under Luke during the 30 years. Like I said, there's nothing to suggest this at all. A conversation with Luke about her having power does not equate to rigorous training with a Jedi Master in order to survive the vacuum of space. Stop writing the script for him.
That's not how the Force works.
But for the sake of the argument, let's assume she does have the power and the training required to survive this. Is it a force field? Well, no, because Leia is shown to be frosted when she comes back aboard. In that case, how did Leia survive the vacuum of space? How did she survive the pressure? How did she survive the moisture evaporation? How did she survive the lack of oxygen? How did she survive the temperature? How did she move to the airlock? How did she open the door? How did she get back into the ship instead of being blown back out and taking several people with her? In addition, she couldn't save her colleagues? She let them all die? She let her dear old friend Admiral Akbar die despite his decades of service? I have heard the argument that when a person is in great peril, they will oftentimes have a strong boost of adrenaline, and when you do this for a Jedi, it will give them very impressive power, almost acting as a boost to her force powers. This is ridiculous. Please stop. All of this is terrible. Plenty of things are either butchered or forgotten by Rian Johnson in order to have his scenes, and it's such a shame. We aren't meant to think about any of this, we're only meant to feel about it, as if emotional investment and immersion are not conducive to each other.